These days, the media tend to depict serial killers as being super intelligent. In reality, most of them are actually below average intelligence, but many are highly intelligent, and those are the ones who evade capture the longest. So who are the most intelligent serial killers ever identified? John Christie murdered 8 women in the 1940s and 50s. He got away with it by hiding the bodies underneath the floorboards in his home. At one point, police were searching his house while investigating the women's disappearances, and they noticed the smell of rotting flesh. Being highly intelligent, he convinced the police it was just foreign spices. Also, he framed someone else for the murders. That man was found guilty and executed. So when the murders continued, they knew they executed the wrong man. Christie's house was searched again, and this time the bodies were discovered. His IQ was 128. Juan Corona is more well known as the machete murderer. He killed 25 immigrant workers in America and buried their bodies in fruit fields. In his early life, he suffered a mental breakdown, but to those around him, he seemed harmless. Police became suspicious of him as he worked at all the locations where bodies were found, so he was the only link between the victims. His job was to provide farms with short-term migrant workers. He was found guilty on 25 counts of murder and given a life sentence for each. His IQ is 130. Ted Bundy was among the most notorious serial killers of the 20th century. He would kidnap women and murder them, and then have sex with their dead bodies. He decapitated at least 12 of the 30-plus people he killed. After finally being arrested, he escaped from prison twice. During his breakout, he killed another 3 people, so it's fair to call him a maniac. Many psychologists described him as evil. In fact, even one of his own lawyers said that he was the very definition of heartless evil. He represented himself in court, as he didn't trust lawyers, but in the end he was found guilty and given the death penalty. His IQ was 136. In 1979, Lawrence Bittaker teamed up with his friend Roy to rape and murder several young girls. He was found guilty of raping and murdering 5 teenage girls, and sentenced to death back in 1981. But he still hasn't been executed. He's just been kept on death row the whole time. FBI agent John Douglas said that Bittaker was the most disturbing person he'd ever profiled. Bittaker was also found to be the most intelligent. He was only caught when his friend Roy was arrested for minor drug charges, and the police got Roy to tell them everything. His IQ is 138. Jeffrey Dahmer is not remembered for his intelligence. He's remembered for killing 17 men, having sex with their corpses, and consuming their body parts. So he's remembered as an insane cannibal, so insane that he preserved human flesh. After being caught, he was diagnosed with 2 personality disorders and a mental disorder, but the judge still thought that he was fit to stand trial, and he was convicted on 15 counts of murder. While in prison, he was beaten to death by another inmate. His IQ was 144. Andrewcunan murdered 5 people in 1997. He made international headlines when he was ranked on the FBI's 10 most wanted list. He's thought to have been a diagnosable psychopath, but he's also thought to have been a genius, being fluent in 7 languages. He shot himself dead after a 3-month killing spree. The motive for his murders is unknown. His IQ was 147. Carole Cole was a serial killer who claimed 16 victims. For his crimes, he was executed in 1985 by lethal injection. It's only 16 victims we know for sure he killed. It could actually be double that. He was identified as a genius when he was just a young teenager, but he was always a terrible student and kicked out of the military for stealing guns. So you might not believe his IQ was 152. With her lover, Charlene Gallego murdered 10 people. They kidnapped their victims and kept them as slaves until they got bored and murdered them. After being caught, she blamed her lover. She agreed to testify against him in return for a 17-year prison sentence. She got out of prison in 1997 and is now 59 years old. Her IQ is 160. Rodney Alcala is known as the dating games serial killer because he once appeared on a dating game TV show. He won the show, but the lady never went on the date as she thought he was too creepy. We can't be sure how many he killed. Estimates are between 10 and 130 victims. He was convicted on kidnapping, rape, murder, and several other charges. He would usually strangle people into unconsciousness, wait until they woke up, and do that several more times until he finally killed them. His IQ is 160. Ted Kaczynski is known as the Unabomber because he sent bombs to university workers involved with computer science. His bombing campaign lasted 17 years. It was his siblings who turned him over to the authorities. He is a mathematical genius, writing secret messages to himself in encrypted codes. The codes were so advanced, the FBI couldn't crack them. His IQ is 167.